All right, welcome everybody. We're going to get our leadership training started in about 1 minute. Want to welcome all of you guys that are getting on right now. What an exciting time this is here in GPS United States. We just launched literally 48 hours ago, and to see thousands of people already a part of the GPS family gets me so excited that all of us right now have a future that looks so bright with GPS. I want to personally welcome all of you guys that are getting on right now. We're going to get started, like I said, in about 30 more seconds. I know we have hundreds of people right now getting on this Zoom for our special welcome leadership training with our co-founder and chairman, Mr. Danny Bay. So we're going to kick off this call in 15 more seconds. Make sure you remind all your influencers to get on this special leadership training by our chairman and founder, Mr. Danny Bay. So we're going to kick off this call now. I want to personally welcome all the people that are dialing on our GPS welcome leadership training. My name is Michael An. I am dialing in as well from GPS Korea headquarters. And what an exciting time this is here for GPS worldwide, but especially the United States. As all of us know, GPS US was just launched on June 1st, which was 3 days ago. And already we have thousands of people that have got involved since pre-launch. And I'm so excited to work with all of you. The leadership team is excited to support all of you. And starting this week, I know all of us got to see volume, and we're gonna start seeing our position and ranks starting next Monday. So I am so excited for all of us on this call. We're gonna definitely build a legacy company together worldwide, and just know every one of you that are involved in GPS US right now are considered the pioneers and the founding members of GPS United States. So congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to the Team USA. And what I'm gonna do now is bring up the gentleman that started all of this. His vision is the reason why GPS was created. His leadership is the reason why tens of thousands of people in 3 countries have already joined this program. People that were doing very well, industry legends giving up everything to start completely over because of this gentleman's vision and leadership. So it is my honor now to introduce to you guys the founder of GPS, our chairman, Mr. Danny Bay. Thank you for being on the call.
Hey, thank you very much. I'm very excited to be on this call here. Hold on 1 second here. I want to see everybody. I don't know. How do I do this? Hold on 1 second. Wow, I see many of you. How do I see all of you? Let me make this bigger. Holy cow. I see Mr. Brian Balch. How you doing? Wow, okay. All right. Hey, Robert Chin, my boy right there, all the way from Las Vegas. Okay. It's great to see everybody. Let's see here. Okay, sorry. I just love seeing everybody, man. I mean, when we do Zoom many times, it's one way, so we don't get to see everybody's face. And right now, to be able to see everybody, it's very exciting. We welcome every single one of you to our very first leadership. Since we launched, so this is even more exciting than any other call we've done so far. And just seeing so many of you from different city, different state, it's absolutely amazing. And it's great to see everybody's faces. I wish I could say hello and welcome every single one of you to GPS one by one. But I know many of us, we're gonna be chatting a lot, and I look forward to meeting everybody, look forward to getting to know everybody. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So thanks for tuning in. I know it's evening, nighttime, late afternoon, early afternoon, depends where you're tuning in from America. I'm right here in Korea with Mr. Mike Lan right now. And we are very excited because we've been spending a lot of time at the office the last few days about what's happening right now, but really more importantly, what we're planning to do in the next 3 months, next 6 months, next 12 months, next 3 years, 5 years, even 10 years down the road. So, I'm just so excited that we're sharing this vision together. We're creating this opportunity together. And, I'm just very grateful that every single one of you have caught the vision with GPS and you have decided to partner up with our opportunity to create something very special. As many of you know, that during this pandemic, starting this opportunity in 3 different countries in literally less than 4 months of time, I'm having 25,000 people already get involved within GPS opportunity. It's a very unique position we're in, and I feel like we're just getting started. I feel like we're just getting started. Well, matter of fact, I feel like we're just getting ready to get started. We haven't even really started yet. And today, reason for this leadership call is because I know many of you, in last maybe 10 days or maybe 2 weeks or 30 days or 60 days, I guess nobody could have been in America for over a month because we literally started the pre-launch at the end of April. So nobody's been in GPS United States for more than, 40 days. So I know everybody's new within first 40 days or less. But today I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can really position yourself to win in a big way with this opportunity. And for us to do that, hold on, I see a lot of comments here. Hey, DC, Delaware, I see everybody, man. Everybody, I appreciate everybody leaving comments. I want to talk to you today as an entrepreneur to entrepreneur. I want to talk to you today as someone that, has been in exact position that you're in right now. I want to talk to you about you. Now, I don't want to just talk to you about our opportunity today. I want to talk to you about how you will become 100K influencer, 150K, 100 influencer, 200K. I want to talk to you today about how you could win with GPS opportunity. Oh, sorry, we had a little sound here. So we want to talk to, hold on here. All right, here we go. So I want to talk to you about, for some reason, having some sound. I apologize. Okay, perfect. Appreciate it, Mr. Mark. Thank you very much. So I want to talk to you about how you could go from just a GPS influencer starting to become influencer 10K, 50K, 100K, 200K and on. And it's really gonna be important for us to have the right mental position. And it's a few things. Number one, you gotta understand the proper vision. You gotta have the proper vision. Number two, you gotta have the proper preparation mentally and emotionally as you get into it. You know how it is, right? How many of you ever been on a diet before? Anybody tried to lose weight before? How many of you started at 5 p.m. and it was over by like 5:10 when your spouse or your friend, brought out pizza or ice cream or whatever, may be, right? Well, it's with that preparation, with that type of a mindset or that type of an emotional commitment, it will last 10 minutes. I mean, first temptation, you're out. First obstacle, you're out. It's not because you're not capable. It's not because you don't have what it takes to win. As Mr. Tommy Lee says, you already have what it takes to win. It's just going to take all that you got. I love that quote from Mr. Tommy Lee. But it's different. I have a good friend who's a comedian and an actor in Korea. Last 2 months, 2 weeks ago, they had this big competition where many of the celebrities came in and they were doing some kind of a weight loss challenge and fitness challenge, and he was on a mission, man, because this was a nationwide TV broadcasting. He has a big pride and an ego, and he didn't want to lose, and it was a group of 5 guys here, a group of 5 actors here, and it was a big old competition, right? And he didn't want to lose. And one of the members lost 32 kilos. I think that term is like 50 pounds. I mean, that was within less than 8 weeks of time. I mean, and you see this dude, how much weight he lost, but also my friend, how much weight he lost, but also, I mean, just got ripped and worked out and built on muscles, but, you know, cut his weight. And you know, I talked to him and he's like, I said, bro, what did you do? What did you do? In almost 8 weeks of time, literally all he did was eat chicken breast, an egg white, and I don't know, man. I mean, he practically didn't eat. And I mean, but he had an emotional commitment. He had a mental commitment. He was prepared properly when he started that challenge. And because of it, his life completely transformed in 60 days of time. Here's what I know. You know, I mean, 20 years working with hundreds of thousands of people around the world. When people make the right commitment, when people make not a 10-minute diet that's gonna break soon as first chocolate shows up type of a commitment, but when someone makes the right commitment, and they're gonna have the right reason to do it, without proper vision, without strong why, without the right reason to do so, nobody. He wanted that gold medal in that challenge. He wanted, when millions of people around the country watch the TV show, he wanted to win that gold medal. So he had a big why, he had a big vision, and he made the right mental and emotional commitment. And he had a system, and he stuck with it. He stuck with it. It didn't matter what today's result looked like. It didn't matter what today felt like. It didn't matter what temptation or obstacles occurred. It didn't matter what the results of today was. He stuck with that program for 60 days of time. You know, and really, I believe our business is no different. You know, many of you know my story. 20 years ago, I was a student, just going to school. I had pennies in my pocket. I was working at Starbucks, making $8.50 an hour. And a friend of mine gave me a call and invited me to my very first entrepreneurship opportunity meeting. And it wasn't in a fancy Zoom virtual conference like this. It wasn't in a fancy hotel room. No, it was a friend of a friend. It was in his apartment, just 8 people sitting in that room. And this is 20 years ago. And the guy didn't even know how to present. I mean, you talk about Mr. Mark Isaac. I mean, he knows how to communicate and present this opportunity where literally in 30 minutes, he could help you to catch the vision of a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. You know, you hear Mr. Mike Lon, you know, especially an hour ago when he was echoing like God's voice. That was my fault, by the way. But, you know, like, you know, when he communicates, when he shares the opportunity, so well presented, so well represented, it's powerful. But 20 years ago, let me tell you, when I first went to my first meeting in a little apartment with 8 people in the room. Now, this opportunity started in California, just got to Las Vegas 10 days prior. So everybody that was in the company in Las Vegas was all in that apartment bedroom. 8 people, that's it, okay? And the guy that was presenting, I'll just call him G. His name starts with G. And in his bedroom, which was a little weird, we had 8 of us together, 8 dudes in a bedroom together. There was only 2 chairs, like 4 people sitting on the bed, 2 people on the floor, and 2 people standing up. And, you know, I mean, 3 people were smoking their cigarette during the meeting. It was a little crazy. But 8 people in a bedroom, let me tell you. He didn't even know how to present. He just got the PowerPoint presentation literally 10 days ago when he first saw it. So he sits there. He's got this computer, and he gets everybody in. He was a pretty tough dude. He had no humor at the time. I mean, he just says, all right, everybody here. All right, look at this. He clicks the button and first page pops up. So you got it? Clicks next, and he shows up the next page. Y'all got it? And he clicks next page and goes to the next page. Y'all got it? I mean, in 8 minutes, the presentation was done. Now, within that, they talked about e-commerce. Within that, you know, you had little animation and things that showed, hey, today everybody's buying offline. In the future, everybody's going to buy things online. And he talked about the evolution of offline commerce to online commerce and how that will become the future. It talked about network marketing. It talked about leverage. It talked about residual income. It talked about building something bigger than yourself. He talked about, and there was a quote I could still remember, quote by J. Paul Getty. He said, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's effort rather than 100% of my own. I thought to myself, dude, up to this point, you know, I worked at a teriyaki restaurant. I worked at a sports park. I worked here. My parent, my dad, who has a master's degree. You know, he was a teacher. He had a radio show, and but when we moved to America, he was a small business owner. And I thought that, I looked at his 20-year career. He only made money on him. He only got paid when he worked. He never got to build something. And even past careers, when he was done, his income was done. It didn't matter if he worked there for 15 years. When he was done working, his income was done. It didn't matter if he put in 15 hours a day for 10 years. No, when he was done, income was done. When he wasn't working, he wasn't getting paid. And I thought to myself, what a genius concept that is. Getting 1% of 100 people's effort rather than 100% of my own. Building a network. And not, I can be good at everything. You can be good at everything. You know what's so beautiful about hundreds of us right now together on this call? Every single one of us brings something different to the table. You know why GPS is going to be so powerful? Because every single one of us have different strength. Every single one of us brings something so powerful within GPS organization. And you have something in you that I don't have and I can never have. And I have something that I could bring to the table that you could never have. And that's what makes all of us together so powerful. You know, somebody said, you got to duplicate. Yes, you got to duplicate. We duplicate what we do. But you don't want to be Danny Bay. You don't want to be Mark Isaac. You know what you want to be? You want to be you. You want to be the best version of you. I love what one of my favorite trainer and favorite bishop that I listen to is Bishop T.D. Jakes from Dallas. And here's what he said, and I absolutely love. I heard this when I was 19 years old. He said, I don't need another and he was teaching a class to commanding the officers. And he goes, I don't need another T.D. Jakes here. I got me covered. I got T.D. Jakes covered. He said, you know what I love about our corporate team that I have upstairs, and I have our corporate team we have in Japan, our corporate team we have in America, our leadership team we have in Korea and United States and Japan. You know what I love about everything we're doing right now is that every person are way better than me in the areas that they're working in, and of them being who they are. That's what makes all of us so powerful. You don't want 5 centers in a basketball team. You don't want 5 point guards. You need every position. And that's why I cannot wait. I cannot wait for all of you or some of you to wake up today and start your GPS opportunity, not with the mindset of a participant, not with the mindset of a customer, not with the mindset of, hey, I'm just one of the guys. I'm here. I joined, or I signed up. I'm checking it out. No, I'm hoping that every single one of you will start with the mindset. No, you have such a big a role to play within this opportunity. You have to become. You have to create your success story, and your success story is what we need for us to become a multi-billion-dollar company. And now, I'm not saying everybody has to set a goal to become an influencer 200K. It's up to you. Maybe some of you have joined with GPS Opportunity because you want to become an influencer 1,000, and all you want is $1,000 a month in monthly influencer level bonus, and you have $1,000 a month income coming in from GPS Opportunity by connecting influencers and customers and generating revenue. That's all you want to do. That's fine. But I'm telling you, even Influencer 1,000, it's not going to happen automatically. You have to make a proper emotional and mental commitment for you to go out there and become an Influencer 1,000. Now, some of you are here like me. When I got started, I didn't get started on the journey of being an entrepreneur to become an Influencer 1,000. I got started because I wanted to go out there and be financially free. I got started because I wanted to create something.
I wanted to be part of something. I wanted to create a multi-million-dollar business for myself. I wanted to create something where I could take care of family. I was willing to work hard. Hey, how many of you agree if somebody is overweight and have no muscles, and if they're going to be fit and have a lot of muscles and be in good shape, it should take a lot of work. It should take a lot of sacrifice. It should take a long period of time. It's not going to happen in 3 days. I remember somebody said, man, I want to get rich in 30 days. I told them, I said, not possible. It took you 50 years to be broke. You want to be rich in 30 days. It's like, hey, you've been getting fat for 30 years and you want to be skinny in 30 days. It's not going to work. Now, it doesn't have to take you 30 years if you have the right opportunity, right system, and right discipline and right work ethic. But you got to still give it some time. You got to still give it some time. Hey, even a plant, to turn it into a full season, to go through a full season to bear fruit, it's going to take at least, half a year to 9 months of time. From the planting stage to going into fall and fulfilling what they're supposed to do, it takes half a year to 9 months of time. From even a baby, I have 3 kids myself, maybe some of you have kids. Hey, you could say it takes 9 or 10 months. No, it takes longer than that. You have to ask around on a date. I could tell you from the moment I met my wife until the day we had our first child, I think it took 6 years. There was a long process, asking for date, you had to hold your hand first, you know the process, So, so it's a process, it takes time, so entrepreneurship is no different. So today we're going to talk about it because when we're done with this Zoom meeting today, when we're done with this leadership, I don't want anybody here having a mentality of just being a GPS influencer. I want everybody to get log off from this Zoom call when we're done here, knowing that if your goal is 200K, if your goal is GPS influencer 200K, I want you to leave this meeting as a GPS 200K, mental commitment, emotional commitment, ready for discipline, and ready to take action and understand exactly what you have to do to get that done. From your position right now, your very first step. And if your goal is 10K, if your goal is to just be an influencer 10K and want to make $10,000 a month in monthly influencer level bonus, and that's just the amount of level of commitment and the customers that you want to create and generate, then that's fine. Whatever it may be, whatever your goal may be, when we're done, we want you to leave this meeting knowing that that's who you are and that's what you're going to accomplish. Not you're going to try, not you're hoping for it, not you're waiting for it. No, you knowing that that's who you are and that's what you're going to do. Now, I want to talk to you just for 2 minutes about GPS vision. A lot of people ask me, hey, Danny, I'm learning about VR for the first time. That's great. I'm learning about VRLU. Now, just so you know, all the VRLU, not all, but over 100 classes of VRLU English America content have been added to VRLU platform when we launched on June 1st. So I watched so many of them yesterday and the day before, and I'm telling you, I cannot wait for you to see because the experience of getting into VRLU within your VR headset, and which I know that our first shipment is starting literally this Friday. We're going to be in the order that came in. We're going to be having so many shipments going this Friday and the next week, and we're going to be having all these. And I think with the on high in demand orders that we had, I think by the probably the second or third week, a majority of you that got started prior to the launch, are going to receive your Pico device. I cannot wait for you to see. And as soon as you get it, and I want to make this clear. I want you to know, and in case your team asks you, I want you to know as well that your subscription starts after you receive. So as an example, let's just say you received your device on June 10th. Maybe, but you enrolled during pre-launch, and maybe you did it on maybe May 10th. Well, you're not going to be charged from your monthly subscription on June 10th. You know, you got it on June 10th. It's going to happen in July. Does that make sense? So no one has to worry about, are they going to get a full 30 days worth of subscription? Of course, answer is yes. And after you receive it, it's going to start to clock there. Now, I want to talk to you a little bit about the vision, because I want you to really understand this. You know, you saw it during our launch event 2 days ago. How many of you saw that in Korea already, or month 4, we're not just offering Pico and VRLU. You saw a lot of other commerce products and services. How many of you guys already saw that? Now, all those are going to be country specific. And we're already in discussion with many different product brands out in Korea, as well as United States and Japan. And as we build this out, and I know some of you may be familiar with some of the brands you saw in that slide. Maybe some of you are not familiar with some of those brands. But, you know, I think you saw brands like Samsung and LG. I think you're familiar with them. They're a pretty big deal. And, you know, a lot of their electronic products, they're going to be rental service here, which is going to be so powerful. But, you know, but that's a popular thing here. We're going to do what's popular in America. We're going to offer what's popular in the United States. We're going to offer what's popular in Japan. We're going to offer what's popular in Korea, but also some products that may not be popular in America yet or Korea yet, but it's super popular in the other market. We're going to help them. We're going to actually have an opportunity where you could purchase these products and get customers, and we could import and export some of these products to create a commerce platform in a way that nobody in our industry has ever done. So in a short version, here's what I want you to clearly understand. And if you could understand this, you would know what to focus on at each time. Because John C. Maxwell said, right actions at the wrong time is wrong actions. In business, yes, it's all about the timing. In business, you operating, you have to make sure you take the right actions during the right time. Now, think about this. I don't know about you. Our biggest opportunity, I want you to clearly understand, the biggest opportunity for us is going to come within EVP commerce. It's the VR e-commerce. It's people experiencing things in 360-degree within VR. And later on within AR technology, using AR technology and VR technology to shop. Literally going to a virtual mall, literally going to a virtual store, literally going to a place and having these academy and these experiences that almost become like experience commercials. Does that make sense? And not you and me explaining whatever the product is, but the expert or the creator explaining it, and you clicking the button and going into a shopping cart and turn it into a full-on experience before purchase commerce experience. That will be the biggest play for every single one of us. And as you saw, in short 4 months of time, first 3 months, we only marketed VR device and VRLU subscription. Now that we have almost 20,000 influencers in Korea, and we have done a great job distributing VR devices and building the foundation of VRLU subscriptions. Now month 4, now we just started adding all these commerce products, and you saw it 2 days ago. It's not one product we added. It's not 2 products we added. We already added over 10 different big companies. I mean, some of those product companies are publicly traded companies. They're $300 million companies, $100 million companies, multi-billion-dollar companies, and we're adding all these products and services consumers want within our platform. Same thing is going to happen in America. You know, first 3 months, we're going to focus on distribution. Why? Think about this. Let's just say right now that we had dozens of products or hundreds of products for EVP commerce. We roll that out today. How many of your friends and family right now have VR device? Majority of them don't have it. How many of your friends and family are familiar with using VR device? You know, even majority of people don't have it. Majority of people are not familiar with it. So even if you had a lot of products and services within the commerce, nobody could access to it because they don't have the device. They don't have it. Now, somebody said, well, it will be, some people say, well, but if we have all that, maybe it will be easier. Let me tell you something. It's not. Think about it. How many of you have a cell phone? How many of you have a smartphone? Okay. All right. Almost everybody. Now, think about it. How many of you bought your smartphone because you wanted to shop on Amazon? Nobody. We bought our phone because we wanted to talk on the phone. That's how we ended up buying the phone. Yeah, it got better and camera and different things, but our main purpose of having the phone from the very beginning was to make a phone call. So from there, but that's why we bought it. And we thought that was expensive, $500, $1,000, or $1,500, whatever your phone may be. We thought that was expensive. But after doing that, guess what? Just like buying TV was expensive, but you spend more money in content. You spend more money in content to watch things, to Netflix and buy movies or whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, it's the commercials on TV that got you to spend money in buying things. It's the QVC. You ended up, infomercials, you ended up spending more money than the TV itself and the content itself. Cell phone phone was expensive, but you spend more money in Netflix and games and different applications and the phone service. Content, you spend more money. But you spend way more money on eBay and Groupon and Amazon and everything else that you do using your mobile phone for commerce. That's exactly what's going to happen. And I cannot stress this enough. And every time I talk to anybody about GPS, I explain this. Because if they don't understand this, they cannot understand the vision of why this is so huge. We are doing this to build the biggest virtual reality, Amazon-like commerce platform. Not in one country, but multiple countries. Around the world, people are going to be able to experience. I cannot fly to Paris and experience a store and purchase anything ever. That was never possible before unless I physically went. But within virtual reality and AR technology, people are going to be able to do that in the next couple of years of time. You could be sitting in Delaware and you could go to a mall and fully experience a shopping experience and experience the product before purchasing it of a store that's out here in Seoul, Korea. That's what VR and AR is going to allow you to do. That is the biggest play. That is the reason why Global Platform Solution was created. But only way that can happen, people need to have the devices first. But the tricky part is nobody's going to buy the device to shop. Nobody bought TV to go on QVC. Nobody bought their phone to go on Amazon. They bought TV, they bought phone to make a phone call and to watch TV, but ended up being bigger business opportunity here. Does that make sense to you? And if you understand that, you understand why right now is the time for us to focus on VR device distribution. And to do that, that's why we had to partner up with VRLU, because the majority of the content out there are games. You know, and many of you would have a hard time selling VR game contents to your friends and family. But you and I could sell e-learning within VR experience. You and I could offer our friends and family a VR experience and VR experience learning from leaders and experts in different industry around the world. And that's why VRLU is so powerful, because, you know, I see ads all the time on Facebook and social media everywhere. And the ads try to sell this one course on how to do marketing better, this one course on how to lose weight, this one course on whatever. I'm just not VR, just regular 2D video courses or webinars. They charge $200. They charge $500. How many of you seen ads and they thought that was free, but by the time you go into it, you have to buy a $199, $299, $499, sometimes $1,000 to join a webinar or to buy a program, just to learn a little bit about how to work out better or lose weight or become a better leader or become a better marketer, become a better salesperson, become a better whatever. You know, how many of you seen those courses being sold on the internet everywhere right now? You know, I had a guy the other day, they're like, well, you know, you could learn everything for free now on YouTube. I said, really? You know, e-learning industry 2018 did $117 billion. Was that created by you paying for free? No. Hey, e-learning industry is projected to be $325 billion industry by 2025. Are there free contents out there? Yes. But are there expensive contents out there? Yes. Are there opportunities there? Yes. Free contents are out there to go out and get people set up for the expensive content out there. And we are the only company, VRLU right now is the only company offering VR personal development content within a platform like this with over 400 classes available, and literally every single week more classes are being added. And maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. If you haven't, go check out the website, www.vrlu.com. If you go to the website, you could already see the courses of classes from all the United States Masters and all the Korea Masters. And here's the good news. All the Korea Masters that you see on there, because obviously we've been operating longer here, we have more classes here. Well, not every single one of them. Initial 10, our very first top 10 masters that started with us, all of their classes are going to be available in English content as well. The translation is already done. VRLU team is already implementing it. So by at the end of this month, you're going to have hundreds of classes to already experience and learn from. And I'm telling you, one of those courses you're going to be able to go out there and market for $99, $199, no problem. But to have all of it, all access pass, for that price, if you understand the value. So understand this. We're doing this for the EVP commerce. Are we clear on that? That's where multi-billion-dollar opportunities going to come. Let me promise you something. We will be able to connect more products and services within our platform faster than anybody else out there. We have, between myself, all the experience that we have in doing that, and my partner, Andy, who's actually a chairman of one of the top 3 mobile commerces out here in the market. His company currently, you know how many products they have? You know how many product SKUs they have? They have 30 million. 30 million. You're like, 30 million? Like, that's like population of Canada or something. I don't know. They got 30. Somebody's like, well, that's crazy. No, Amazon has 600 million different product SKUs. So, these commerce companies have, hey, you're thinking, well, how do you get all those products? Well, if you understand, the people that are experts in doing that are the ones that's working behind the scene to create this opportunity. So we got to understand, this is not a 6 months opportunity. This is not a 1 year opportunity. This is next decade and on to go out and position yourself. Now, if you're looking for something, if you're trying to be part of an opportunity just for 3 months of time, you joined the wrong opportunity. Because you got to go where everything's already set up. You got to go where everybody's already using it. Now, if you're looking for an opportunity to position yourself and build something now that you could benefit for many years to come, many decades to come, and be a pioneer and be an entrepreneur and be a leader to create a VR e-commerce, VR EVP commerce platform, and where you could earn income. You could have an opportunity to get paid when people shop on virtual reality platforms around the world with customers all over the world, with marketing products and services all over the world. If that's the vision you catch here today, you understand that this is not a 6 months opportunity. You understand this is not something that you should only plan for 1 year. This is something for you to really build a lifetime business with. That's what GPS is offering to all of us right now. But only way they could do that is you got to go out there and become a master. Somebody said, well, I don't know how you, well, become a master. If you don't know how to do, here's the way I look at it. There are a lot of things I don't know how to do, but my attitude is, if I don't know how to do it, I'll learn it. And I'll do it until I get good at it. I remember when my mentor first told me to present when I was 18 years old. And you know what he said? He said, Danny, you're speaking today. I said, well, I can't. He said, of course you can, because you've never done it before. But as soon as you do it, you're going to be able to do it. I said, I don't think I'm going to be good at it. Of course you're not. Of course you're not going to be good at it. He said, matter of fact, you're going to be very bad at it. But hey, Danny, here's the thing. You got to be very bad at it before you get okay at it. Before you are good at it, you got to be okay at it. And before you get great at it, you got to be good at it. And here's the deal. The distance and the timeline, time schedule from you being bad to you getting great is not up to anybody else. It's up to you. And you know what that is? It's how, here's a set number. Here's a set amount of numbers you have to do between here to here. Only thing that you could change is how short this is. Is this going to be 10 years or is this going to be 3 months? Is this going to be 6 months or is this going to be 6 years? Because how many times you have to do this to get good at it is already set. But you get to decide if you're going to do it once a month, once a year, or once every hour and 10 times a day. And if you do a lot of it, in a short amount of time, you could get good at this very fast. And he told me, say, anything you don't know how to do, just learn it. Anything you're not good at, just do it enough so you could get good at it and get great at it. And that's been my mentality ever since. So I want to challenge every single one of you to catch the big vision of GPS, not just look at the VR device, not just look at VR Lua of what it is today. I can promise you every single one of those out. Somebody said, I love Pico. Somebody said, well, I don't know about Pico. Well, let me promise you something. Within the next 12 to 24 months of time, you will see multiple brands of VR devices being offered by GPS. We'll have a $500 device. We'll have $250 device. We'll have a $1,000 device. All these brands. I'm already talking to 4 other brands of VR manufacturers right now. And 2 of them are multi-billion-dollar companies. I'm already talking to one of multi-billion-dollar company right now about creating exclusive device just for GPS. I can't even tell you what the company name is because we haven't fully developed it yet. We already went through 3 prototypes in last short few months of time. I just had one of their CEO here 2 days ago having a 3-hour meeting about it. So all these things are going to come play. But how silly would it have been if somebody came into Las Vegas before the city was built, and when somebody said, hey, this is going to be the city of entertainment, this is going to be the city of what we see today. What if somebody came and said, well, I don't see it? Hey, a lot of you know the story. There was a guy who was good friend with Walt Disney, and Walt Disney brought him out to the field of Orange Farm in Orange County, and he was taking him everywhere. He said, hey, you see, the only thing he saw was orange trees everywhere. But he said, you see right here, we're going to have all these bricks right here, and we're going to have like people like dressed up like Goofy, and they're going to like hop around and run around, and they're going to hang out here. You see over here? They're going to look like they're going to like dress up like their mouse characters, and they're going to hang out here, and we're going to put a little rise here, roll coaster. I mean, he explained the whole thing for hours. And he couldn't see it. Walt Disney saw it. His buddy couldn't see it. And he said when he calculated, because he said, no, he said, he's like, wait, after the presentation, he's like, hey, are you trying to have you invest in this? Do you need money? I said, no, I don't need your money. I'm already doing this. But the land surrounding this park, the Disneyland that I'm trying to create, land surrounding here is worth pennies, and you're my friend, and I want you to pick them up. I want you to get it. And he said no. He said later on he calculated, and he said literally every step that took him from the position he thinks that they spoke at to where the car was. He thinks every step cost him over $1 million. Because he said he couldn't see it. See, opportunities in seeing the vision. If you could see EBP commerce coming, if you could see the future of VR industry, not just 1 or 2 devices, it's not just Oculus and Pico gang. There will be more. It's just like going to a cell phone store. You're going to have a dozen different brands. You're going to have a $1,000 device. You're going to have a $200 phone. You're going to have all these different options. And even within the plans, you're going to have a $10 a month subscription. You're going to have a $100 a month subscription, $200 a month subscription. Why? Just like what you see with TV industry, phone industry, you're going to see it within the VR and AR and MR and XR space. And if you could see that vision and realize it's not about what you see right now, but it's about you placing yourself, you position yourself with the proper emotional and mental commitment for you to build a long-term business opportunity with us as a GPS influencer. I'm telling you, we're going to build something that has never been done before. Nobody has ever done what we're going to do. As a matter of fact, maybe 3 months ago, it was hard for people to believe, but right now you could already see it happen. Do you think there's any other company that opened up 3 countries during this pandemic in 3 months of time? Not a single country. You know how great our story is going to be? Mr. John Chi, when you're 100K, when you're on that stage, when you talk to people about, hey, I was there from the beginning. Many of you, when you're 200K, 100K, when you're 50K, when you share your story that our company started, and in 3 months of time, we opened up 3 countries, and we started at the same time as COVID-19, and we were doing this in VR before nobody around me was using. People won't even believe you, man. When you tell stories to your kids and grandkids 10 years, 20 years from now, they're going to think they're They're going to think you're, you know, they won't believe you. They think you're telling some fairy tale story. There's no way. There's no way. Because I'm telling you, nobody has ever done what we're doing here right now. Now, I have a good friend, one of our influencers, there's one influencer 5K. He got started a couple months ago doing a great job here in Korea. He owns multiple businesses. One of the business that he owns is he owns a McDonald's franchise here. And he did a leadership call just a couple days ago, and he was sharing a story. You know, for him to own that McDonald's franchise, for him to buy the McDonald's franchise, he had to fork out $1 million cash. He paid $1 million to buy that McDonald's franchise. But it's not just $1 million. He had to go work at McDonald's, okay, existing McDonald's, for 9 months. 9 months is his training. 9 months in every position, from cashier to making burger, to making French fries, to making drinks, taking orders and cleaning. 9 months. Now, he's obviously a millionaire. He's just paid $1 million to buy this franchise. After doing that, as a millionaire, 9 months working in store with all these teenagers working part-time and not get paid, working full-time for 9 months. That is the only way they allow them to buy the franchise. Without 9 months, it doesn't matter if you have $100 million in the bank. If you're not willing to go through 9 months of training and working there for free without getting paid, you don't have an opportunity. So how much does average McDonald's franchise owners make? When I was talking to him, he said him and a lot of his friends, they make about $25,000 a month. Now, good money, good opportunity, but why did he do it? Yeah, he's spending $1 million, 9 months of not making a dollar, working full time, so he could learn. So he could learn and he could master the game, knowing that his income won't even start until month 10 or later, after they open. But they do it for $25,000 a month. But that's what it takes to start a business, usually. That's what it takes to start a business. My parents owning a small dry cleaners cost them everything they had. Many of you owned a business before. Average small businesses don't even make a profit until until month 7 or up to a year and a half. Majority of businesses don't even make a profit for the first few months of time. You are an entrepreneur. You're not on here. This is a leadership call. This is not a GPS customer call. We're not going to have this conversation with someone that wants to watch VR Loop. I just want to learn how to work out from home, during this quarantine. No, they don't need to hear this. They're a consumer. They just learn from Tom Cruise's personal trainer. That's fine, right? And by the way, that course is amazing, by the way. But for someone to build a business, if someone wants to become 100K, let me ask you, how many of you want to, this year, 2020, how many of you want to minimum become influencer 10K? Anybody? Minimum? Oh, wow, many of you, okay. How many of you are planning to do even bigger than that, like 50K? How many of you are thinking within the next 2 years, you want to become at least 100K, like influencer 100K? How many of you got a business plan in your mind, 5 years or 3 years or 2 years or 1 year of becoming an influencer 10K, 50K, 100K, 200K? If that's you, I'm telling you, you cannot do it from customer mindset. You cannot do it with starting a diet at 5 and breaking it when somebody brings their favorite chocolate at 5:10. Commitment. It's impossible. Let me ask you a question. In life, I know, here's a very, very obvious question. How many of you are alive right now? How many of you are like living, like breathing? Okay, all right. So up to this point, doesn't matter if it's 30 years or 70 years. How many of you could agree with me? Life has its ups and downs. Life has good times and challenging times. Life has difficulties in it. It doesn't matter how much you love what you do. It doesn't matter how much you love that person. It doesn't matter how much you love the city or the country you're living in. It doesn't matter how much you love the church. There are going to be times you're going to be tested. There are going to be times obstacles are going to come. You love your kids. I remember when you have kids in the beginning, you're so proud and you tell everybody, yeah, he's my boy. He's my boy. But man, there are days you're telling people, man, nope, he's her son, her son. How many of you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, there are days you're like, oh, I love him, I love her, you know, and they're like, I want to kill him. like, who? How did you get here? You know, like we all experienced it. Your business is going to be no different. You're going to have some of the most exciting days in GPS during your journey of becoming 100K, 50K, 10K, 200K, whatever you want to become. And you're also going to have some insanely challenging times. You're going to have some days you're going to go, hey, you know what? Can I really do this? You're going to have days, man, you know, can I really make this happen? Hey, this person said no. Let me promise you something. When somebody spends $1 million on opening a McDonald's, what if one person walks by and say, I don't like McDonald's, and they walk by? Do you think the guy that just spent $1 million is going to go home and cry about, did I just make a mistake here? Was I supposed to open up Taco Bell here? You know, like, no, he won't care. He won't care. Problem with what we do is commitment is so small. Commitment is small. You became an influencer for $99 to pick up Pico device. And I mean, it was like a few $100s. It was like going out there. It was like cheaper than buying a 75-inch TV. You know, so because of it, when somebody says no, you go, well, you know, is what they said, is it true? Like every rejection or every negative comment you get, you want to check with your leader. You want to check with somebody else and go, well, is that true? Could that be? Could that be? And you let it get through your head. I always told people for 20 years, you got to have a bulletproof mindset. And bulletproof mindset comes when you make the proper emotional and mental commitment. So here's the good news. None of us had to spend, or none of you had to spend $7 million to start GPS, right? But today, I want to encourage you to start thinking as if you invested $7 million into your GPS opportunity. Because the second you could turn the switch on in your head that you spend $7 million to start GPS opportunity, you will become bulletproof mindset. You will have the right mental and emotional commitment. You know, I had a friend that used to do personal training with me in Vegas, and you have no idea how many days I wouldn't show up and go, dude, let's not work out today. I remember these trainers that used to charge me by the hour, $80 or whatever, and so many days I didn't schedule. But man, there was this one good salesman. He set me down 5 years ago. He told me all the reasons why I had to work out, or I'm going to be in a very bad shape physically. Because, you know, my travel schedule, my age, you know, getting, you know, and he said, if you don't do it now, you know, I mean, he saw me hard. And he closed me for $9,000. He had me pull out my credit card. He charged me $9,000. He said, this includes this many sessions, but, you know, by the time you're done, man, you're going to be good, right? Paid $9,000. A lot of money, right? Yeah, I worked out Monday through Friday every day. I told my wife, I said, you know what? I'm so glad. I was kind of mad he made me spend $9,000, but I was kind of glad that he made me spend $9,000 because that was the only way I was going to work out. You know, the commitment was big. You know, so how many of you think it's a good idea? You didn't have to spend $7 million. You know, you only spent a few hundred, but you could have the benefit of owning a business that people spend $7 million to open. How many of you think it's a good deal? You didn't have to spend $7 million, but starting today, you invested $7 million into your business. And if you could apply that thinking in every decision you make, every person you talk to, every person you invite to Zoom presentation, have a $7 million posture. Not a $700 posture, have a $7 million posture. When they say, whatever question they ask, have a $7 million posture. Have a $7 million conversation, not $700 conversation. When you're building your entrepreneurship, you got to understand the frustration versus opportunity. In the beginning, you're going to have different frustration. You know, why? Because it's the beginning. You know, electricity isn't there yet. Water isn't there yet. Some of you saw our transition from the temporary pre-launch IT platform to integrating with Korea and Japan. It's a full-on our own system we're developing. It's a brand new system. Yes, there are going to be some things in the reporting I want to see that it's not available yet, but I can tell you, you're going to see improvements every single month to our website, every single month, or our back office. Anytime you see it, make the most out of what you see, but make comments, have ideas of improvement. Share with leaders. Send it over to email to support@thegpslife.com. And we will document all those. And we have meetings multiple times a month with our IT development team. And so it's a brand new system. As I mentioned when we're starting the call a month ago in America, well, people, we're starting this together. We're starting this together in 3 countries, and we're not gonna be perfect, but we're gonna make this together. We're gonna build this together. So you could run through frustration of not knowing, not having, being uncomfortable, all these things, but know that you spent $7 million into your GPS opportunity. So share ideas, share your opinions, and don't be frustrated, but let it remind you that you're in the beginning and you are one of the pioneers. Let it remind you that you have an opportunity to be a dominant leader in this space before anybody else. Let it remind you that you're doing something that nobody else is doing yet. Let it remind you you have information about an opportunity before anybody else. Let it remind you that you're one of the pioneers that will have a story forever, that you were here from the beginning. Let it remind you. And instead of let your frustration affect you in a negative way, let it motivate you to build your story better, become 10K quicker, become 50K quicker. Hey, somebody moves into Las Vegas after the city was built. Somebody moves into a city of Dallas after everything was built and they're living a good life. Nobody cares. But you say, hey, when I moved in town, nope, there was no buildings here. There was no roads here. There was no houses here. You pay attention to that story. Every single one of your 200K, 100K stories are gonna be the stories that people around the world are gonna pay attention to more than anybody else that joins in the future. So enjoy the process. Success is not the destination. Success is a journey. You heard that your whole life. The journey, you gotta enjoy. You think when I get to 200K and make 200K, $200,000 a month, monthly for it's a level bonus, when I got this bonus, I'm gonna be happy, that's when I'm gonna have fun? No, you gotta have fun right now. You gotta have fun today. You gotta have fun tomorrow. You gotta have fun when somebody says yes. You gotta have fun when somebody says no. When somebody gives you a bunch of crap, you gotta have fun. When somebody cheers you up and gives you encouragement, you gotta have fun. So in closing, I wanna challenge every single one of you to think big. Some people say, I'm gonna start small, I'm gonna see how it goes, and I'll think big later. It's step by step. It doesn't work like that. If you try to do step by step, you're gonna quit on your diet the first opportunity of chocolate pops up in your life. No, you have to make, I don't even understand where that became. A lot of things that people say, it's not true. A lot of things people say, if it's too good to be true, it's probably, if it's, what do they say? I tried to delete all that stupid saying, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Are you kidding me? Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team and he became the greatest basketball player in history. That's too good to be true. So that's not real? That's not real? I mean, Steve Jobs started Apple out of his garage and I mean, it turned into what we have now. That's not real? What happened to Starbucks? What happened to Facebook? What happened to Amazon? What happened to Airbnb? What happened to Uber? What happened to Alibaba and Tencent and all these companies around them? Aren't every single success stories too good to be true? Does that make it not real? No, but people say stupid stuff like that. They're like, well, you don't want to think too high. You don't want to think too big because you're going to be disappointed. Really? He said, take one step at a time, just one step at a time, just do a little bit. And, you don't want to, oh, really? The way I was taught, John Maxwell said, you got to fail forward. There's nobody that succeeded without falling. But if you better be running and moving forward because that's the only way you're going to fall forward. If you ain't moving, you may fall back. So you got to run. So, well, you don't want people to set their goals so high and they get disappointed. Really? Why else would you develop? Why else would you change your body, change your mindset, change your skill set, change who you are, change your attitude, and change your language? Why would anybody do it if you're not thinking big? Somebody said, well, once I become influencer 250, then I'll set a goal to become an influencer 1,000. Really? Here's the truth. I wouldn't go out there and invite anybody for a Zoom to become an influencer 250. Like, math doesn't work. Okay, I spend $99 to join. I bought my Pico. Okay, I spent $700. I want to become influencer 250 so I can get a $250 check. I'm going to go through the list of everybody I know on my phone and invite them over to Zoom presentations. It just doesn't make sense. My kids and my parents and my friends may tell me, hey, Danny, I think what you're doing is a little crazy. They may tell me something negative. Hey, why would I do that for $1,000? Why would I do that for $5,000? I would do it for $100,000. I would do it for $10,000 a month. I would do it for whatever so you got to think big. One of my friends, she wanted to be a famous singer in Japan. She didn't speak Japanese. But guess what? Because she wanted to become a J-pop artist, guess what? She learned Japanese. Somebody wanted to be a Hollywood actor and they didn't speak English. Guess what? Because they wanted to be a Hollywood actor, they learned English, right? Somebody wanted to become a basketball player. They didn't know how to play basketball. Because of it, they worked hard. They worked out all day. They practiced all day. It's all same. It's all same. No success just happened by accident. Every single success, there was a price to pay. Now, it may seem like to you it was overnight success because you didn't see them until they were successful. But the process, and I guarantee you, there isn't a gold medalist that didn't vision of getting a gold medal when they first started whatever sport they were going to get into. So right now, I want to encourage you to think big. Think whatever your big goal, 50K, 100K, 200K, whatever it is. And I want you to think as if you invested $7 million into your GPS opportunity and make the proper emotional and mental commitment towards your dreams and goals and start building your GPS opportunity accordingly. Stop treating it like a $99 opportunity. Stop treating it like a $700 opportunity. And remember, let frustration and let obstacles remind you you're on the right track. Let it remind you that you have a bigger opportunity than everybody else. Person that solves the most problems in the world makes the most amount of money in the world. And you have that opportunity with GPS. We want to officially congratulate you. Now that we're open, we want to officially congratulate you for becoming GPS influencers. One of the first people, one of the core group, initial founding leadership group of GPS opportunity. We will win together. We will grow together. We will build together. We will succeed together, and we will change the world by impacting the world with great opportunities and great products and services. So I appreciate everybody being on. Take full advantage of these Zoom presentations and trainings. Promote and get everybody on there. Set goals. This weekend is going to be the close of the very first commission run. So you want to set goals to become influencer 500,000, 2,500, 5,000, 10,000, or whatever it may be, and give everything you got between now and this weekend to create the best results possible. Because when we do our first commission run, we want to make sure that you have a story that I started during pre-launch, and just my first commission run, my first close of the commission, I already became influencer 250, 500, 1,000, 2,500, or 5,000, or 10K, or whatever it may be. If you could create that story. Now, if you don't create it, it's fine. You could create it next week. But while we're here, if you could create that story, that's only going to make your story that much better. So I appreciate everybody being on. We look forward to seeing you guys very soon. It's always, always great to be with our incredible influencers from the United States. So go 200K, go 10K. Let's make it happen. We'll see you guys very soon. God bless.
Thank you.
Oh, so powerful. Great job, Dan.